Is up, guys? Welcome back to Chisme and Chill. So as you might be able to tell, compared to the last episode, the audio has upped. I ordered a microphone and I started using a new program called Riverside, which is cool. And it works. It's free, so and not sponsored. So today's episode is gonna sound significantly better than the other day. As far as camera, I'm using a webcam because my phone, I'm sick of like trying to see if I have enough space and then clearing the space and getting cut off. And I just want to be able to like talk freely and go from there. So let's get into the chisme. A quick disclaimer, it's really just to like chismeana, to like gossip. I don't want anyone to send hate or anything like that to anyone mentioned in any of these stories. I'm just talking here. Without further ado, some of the things I wanted to talk about in the last episode, but I was kind of just playing with starting off, were number one, this Brooke Schofield and Clinton Kane 13-part series that came out on Brooke's TikTok channel. And I have to say, when she first started dating him, I will say my first impressions of this man was that he was a little bit of a jerk, because if you go back to her original video, I want to say it's still up. Let me double check. She posted a video where I think they were doing the jelly bean challenge, where you see if it's like the gross one or the good one. Let me see if it's still up. Yeah, a year ago, she posted a video called Wholesome Girlfriend Era. Interesting. I thought it was 2 years ago. Oh, well, August 2022. We're not in August yet, so it's not technically 2 years. But yeah, the video called Wholesome Girlfriend Era. He was a little bit douchey. But anyway, with that being said, if you guys aren't caught up on the tea, basically there is a podcaster. Her name is Brooke Schofield. She is the co-host of the canceled podcast with Tana Mojo. She was dating this guy. He's a musician, and the way she described it was like it was codependency from the very beginning. He was very attached to her. He wanted her with him constantly, to the point that he said, "Hey, I have COVID. You should spend a week or a weekend at the hotel with me just to be safe," which, I don't know. Honestly, I can understand the excitement of somebody just wanting you like all to themselves. But be careful, obviously, because especially if it's too early on, that can definitely be a sign of like, love bombing. I know it feels good, guys, but like somebody that is that sure about you from like the day that they meet you, I don't know that that's something that happens very commonly, Like when they say, not like that. That's not what they mean. But yeah, so, she dated him, and then he ended up lying about like so many different things, about his Australian accent, about his mom, dad, and brother passing away. And you kind of used all of those things as like a way to like as a crutch in arguments. So like, you did this, my mom used to do that, da, 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 like kind of make her the villain. So I don't know if there was like a thrill of conflict in there at all. But the reason why this is all coming up, because they broke up 2 years ago, right, is because Clinton posted a video saying when the relationship was over 2 years ago, but she won't stop yapping about it. And it's like, first of all, Brooke makes money to yap. Okay, that's literally her job. So yeah. So that kind of set her off, you could tell. And it's funny because when I saw that video, it didn't have that many comments. And I thought it was weird because I looked at the comments of his video before I saw the 13-part series, and it was, "Oh, I can't wait for your next album to come out. Hard eyes," like just a lot of love. And I was like, does he not have any haters? Because usually there's like a mix, like in other people's videos. But for some reason, he only has like people that love him. What, baby? I don't want to play fetch with you right now. Can you wait? There's wires everywhere. You're gonna like mess up the setup. Give me like 30 minutes, okay? I don't know if you guys can see her. Yeah, you can see her. But anyway, so I need to stop smacking my lips. I did that so much in the last video. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm working on it. I used to do that with Consuming Crime. I had to cut it out all the time. Where was I? Um, yeah, so then I actually saw Tana's video where she said something about when your best friend posts something and you act like you never heard it before, you act like you don't know the ins and outs of it. And I was like, did Brooke post something? Like, what's going on? So I go to Brooke and I see all these videos and I'm like, immediately, because I felt like Brooke was gonna regret doing it and then delete them. So I just was like on it. Just I'm like 11 o'clock at night, like on my phone, just like hastily watching these videos. Um, and yeah, I did have to watch it 2 times speed just because my ADHD like cannot keep up. But she is a really good storyteller. And the only thing I didn't like is there was a part where she was like, the way I found out he was cheating, like, I don't need to bore you guys with that or whatever. And I was like, bore us with that. I'm hoping that she said that though, because maybe it's like a teaser to tune into the next episode of Canceled, but like we're all tuning in anyway. We didn't need that. But hopefully she mentions it in the next episode and maybe I'll do a recap. Who knows? Because I don't have anybody to talk about the Canceled podcast with. I actually went to a show in Brea to watch the Canceled podcast, and I went by myself. But it was fun. I had the spinach dip and some like mocktail. I forgot what I ordered. But anyway, so yeah, now Clinton is I after I watched the 13-part series basically explaining what I mentioned about the lying and the cheating. The cheating is crazy because for me, you're either codependent or you're a cheater. It to me, it's interesting to see somebody that wants you all to themselves 24/7, but then can like lay in the bed next to you and be messaging other people. Like, I don't understand that behavior. But however, comma, here we are. So yeah. Anyway, fast forward. The last time I checked TikTok, his comments were off. In this exact moment, it is July 1st. Look at this. Another thing to talk about. The way she's feeding her kids. Do you guys think that that's real? Hold on. This girl that's like the donut mom, is that I haven't really dug into it because I feel like she's trolling, but mostly my consensus is like mind your business when it comes to what people do, what parents do with their kids, unless it's like obviously they're abusing their kids. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this mom thing? It just popped up on the top of my feed, so I don't know enough about it. I haven't really like dove into it very much. But anyway, back to Clinton Kane shake. Oh my gosh. I don't really agree with like the bullying for him like shaking. I just think he gets into his music and I feel like it's kind of mean to make fun of him for that. I don't know. That's like a low blow for me personally, but y'all do what y'all want to do. Okay, so this video, right? When you've been over the relationship for 2 years but she won't stop yapping. It says 0 comments. Did he? Oh, let me not play it. I don't want to get copyright stricken, but yeah, I think his comments are off. Yeah. Okay, he just turned his comments off, but prior to him turning his comments off, I went back to his video, the original video that started all this, and he would have like millions of views, like a couple thousand likes and like 15 comments, and people were posting like screen recordings of them commenting something hate like rude or mean, whatever, and then he just would delete it. Like one of them actually made me laugh because I'm not pro bullying on the internet. I really don't condone it ever. However, one comment sent me off. It was so funny. Somebody said, delete this if you are faking your Australian accent or something. Like that one was funny, but I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, listen, in the very beginning of in their breakup, she didn't want to talk about why they broke up or what happened, and she was afraid for his mental health, I believe she mentioned. And so I do worry about things like that for sure. So I really don't want to go in on him. If anything, I genuinely hope that he seeks therapy for sure. He has a great voice. A part of me wonders if that's actually him singing because everything else has been a lie. If it is, maybe there's like a character arc for him or like a good story where he like comes out. I would love for him to come out and just admit that he lied. I would even love for him and her to like, can you imagine him on an episode with them two, but him being like fully accountable for his like actions? I mean, in your dreams. I'm all for like people growing and maturing, but I don't see that for him anytime soon. He's relatively young though, so I think, what is he, 25 now? Yeah, he was born in 99. That was another thing he lied about, was his age. I did date somebody like way back in the day, who had a problem, like lying about what he had for, like, oh, what'd you eat for breakfast? Oh, I had waffles and strawberries. And it's like, you didn't eat anything for breakfast. Like, just, I think it really might be a disease. Yeah, not to justify. I don't justify cheating. I don't think that's cool. I think be single, work on yourself. But yeah, don't talk smack about your ex-girlfriend, because she will make a 13-part series. And I think each video had so many views and so many likes. You know, she made at least like a year payment on her, like paid for her apartment for a year with all that. But yeah, so that's the Clinton Kane. I don't really have much to add to it. I think if you're curious about it, you guys should go check out Brooke Schofield's page and go watch it yourself. And then I'm so excited for the next episode of the Cancel Podcast. It's going to be so good. So with that being said, the next thing I want to talk about is I'm debating with either talking about Baddies or Uber Eats drama. I might just get into like the Baddies Caribbean. You know what? Let's do that, because I do want to talk about, like, do episode coverage of that, so I can talk about the latest episode and like my thoughts about some of the drama there. So I'm going to look up the cast first and go one by one. Let's talk about Baddies. I'm actually excited to talk about these girls. So we have Natalie. Honestly, let me just say this. I'm actually kind of scared to post a podcast episode of me talking about the Baddies cast, because I feel like they're very much, if you say something about them on the internet, they're going to like find you and beat your ass and tell you need to stand on business and all that stuff. So I'm going to tread carefully, but I am going to be as honest and candid as I can. I think I give people quite a bit of grace on this podcast so far, minus, I think I went in on Rob the last episode, actually, and Manuel, but that's different. So I think I go in a little bit more on the men than the women. Maybe that'll change. We'll see. Anyway, so Baddies Caribbean, this last episode, what happened this last episode? We had issues between Mariah and Asian Doll. And honestly, the issue they were having, I didn't really understand it. I do appreciate the fact that they were able to talk about it and hug it out after they fought. But I really don't think that they needed to fight. I think they could have just talked it out. I forgot who, I think Jayla said it, where they should have just talked about it instead of fighting. But I mean, now I think you have to fight in order to get any screen time. So I wonder how much of it was about screen time. Asian Doll did, and I hate to say it because I love Mariah, but Asian Doll did kind of beat her up a little bit. Hey, but Mariah kept going in. So I was like, okay. All right, girl. They both stood up for themselves. So I thought that was cool. I do like both of them as women. I think they're cool. They didn't need to fight though. Anyway, and then the whole thing with Bianca not jumping in with Mariah. I hear what Bianca's saying. I think Bianca was saying the only reason that she jumped on Sapphire was because Sapphire was a part of a group that, like, she feels jumped her, right? Back in the last season when Sapphire and Suki jumped on Mariah and fought with her for, I honestly forgot why they even fought. But anyway, if you guys remember the episode, I think Sapphire like threw Mariah in the water or something like that. I don't know. But that's why that was like Bianca's issue with Sapphire. But she did come in very ride or die for Mariah. So I did think it was interesting that she was being so like, I don't know, like ass kissy is the best word that I could put, or that I could say, towards Asian Doll. She says she knew Asian Doll first, but Mariah's saying that, what was Mariah saying? Who was saying? Asian Doll was trying to say that Bianca was messaging her, giving her a heads up about Mariah. But Mariah is saying that Bianca talks a lot of crap about Asian Doll. And I mean, it's a lot of he said, she said. I think we're going to see a lot more of it in the next episode. I think the problem with it was that Bianca was sitting on the ATV and she wasn't really involved in the discussions they were having about her. But yeah, they definitely need to. We're going to see more of that in the next episode for sure. Other than that, I did see Sapphire and Bianca had to sit down. Bianca not wanting to apologize again. I don't remember if she apologized or not, but if it was a genuine apology, I don't think she should have had an issue just repeating herself. In this season of Baddies, I think my favorite person is Sapphire. I think she's really good at holding herself accountable and standing on her 10 toes and just being... I think she's the only one that genuinely believes that we should like fight, but then move on and forgive each other, because it's a waste of time just fighting and fighting and fighting. I did appreciate the fact that she went in and she was like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight somebody that's not going to fight. I'm not a bully. Like, she has set values and she doesn't steer from them, if you notice that. So that's why I love Sapphire so much, is she doesn't give flippy floppy like some of the other women do, in my opinion. Who else? What else happened in the last episode? I noticed that Gretchen and Jayla did not go at it, so that might be a record for the longest time they've spent in the same room together and not fighting. So that was nice. I really enjoyed the episode before this one, when Gretchen and Jayla were very candid with each other about, Jayla saying, like, I'm gonna have this bite on me forever, and Gretchen looked genuinely sorry that she bit her. I don't know that she's genuinely sorry for her constant usage of the N-word. That is gonna have to be a later discussion. But as far as them talking about the bite, and then Jayla straight up saying, I might get triggered and I might hit you though, like still kind of saying like I'm not totally over it, I thought was really nice. But I like moments like that with the baddies, where they can sit down and really hash out their issues. I just think that the ones that are kind of weird are the ones where they fight and then they're like, okay, hug me. Because I would imagine if I just fought with you, I wouldn't want to hug you or apologize to you. Like, I would just be really riled up. So maybe like the next day, But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, what else happened in the last episode of Baddies? Biggie's been really quiet lately. There's not really much to say on her. Anna, I like Anna. Rolly's supposed to come the next episode, so that'll be interesting to see her and Biggie, because I want to say the last time we saw them was together was at the reunion where they just were going at it. I don't understand their beef, honestly. I really don't. I think Rolly has this thing where she accuses everybody of lying to the point that it starts to seem like she's the one that's lying a little. Did we see a lot of Tasiki? She said that she felt guilty for jumping that one girl about sitting next to her man. I didn't realize that would be a reason for her to want to fight somebody, but I guess don't stand next to her man, damn it. I like Diamond and Tinkerbella. Tinkerbella or Tinkerbell? I don't know. Tink. I like Diamond and Tink a lot. I think Tink is hilarious. I think she's hilarious. When they were fighting, I don't know if they're ever going to get over their fight. I do think Diamond's apology was genuine, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to get over their fighting. I think that was it for the last episode. Gretchen, I don't know how to feel about her. Honestly, I don't know. I just feel like regardless of where she's from, you're walking into a room full of women that don't want you to say a specific word because they take offense to it. Just don't say it. Just hit a pot. I mean, I don't know how hard it is to not say something that you're used to saying constantly. What do I say a lot? Like, I say like a lot. I don't think that's not the same thing. Anyway, she should just stop for a second, That is one thing, you guys, I will absolutely want to cover when it's happening is the election. Actually, you know what? Just to test the waters and just to make sure that my videos are landing with the right people, I'm going to touch on it now a little bit. So I want to get into politics. Kita. She's like, don't do it. Listen, this is a pop culture podcast, but I need to talk about everyday news and politics, especially because we have an election coming up and I want to be able to speak on it. And I want to know that my audience that I'm speaking to is of similar values and of similar thoughts. So I'm going to get into it really quick. But this debate with Biden and Trump, first and foremost, I'm going to go out and say it. I don't like Trump. I think he's racist. I think he's homophobic. I think he's sexist. He is all the ists and the phobics, in my opinion. And I think the breed of people that he creates are not human, to be honest. I'm very much of the political side that lands with human beings. I believe in God. I believe that you should treat humans the way you would treat, like, everybody is somebody's son, somebody's daughter, you know? And that's why, as a pop culture podcast, when I talk about these people, I do my best because I love to gossip. I do, like, way too much. But I want to make sure that I'm giving people grace and I'm not going in and being a bully and nothing like that. That's why I don't ever want anybody to hear something I say and go attack that person, you know? Because that's, people learn things on their own. They don't learn things because the internet tells them to. You know what I mean? Like the last episode, I went in on Rob. I don't want anybody to go over there and say, what did I say about him? That he lacks accountability, because that's not going to teach him anything. That's just going to lower his overall self-esteem, because that's a mean thing to do. However, anyway, I'm like getting sidetracked because I like don't want to talk about politics, but I need to make sure that my audience knows where I stand with that. Yeah, I don't like him. I just don't. I'm sorry. And I do think that there are people that exist that want him to win for maybe the right reasons. Maybe they do genuinely believe that he can make the economy better, or maybe they have really good arguments that I have yet to hear because there's so much hate in front of these said logical arguments. But just from what I've seen, it disappoints me how divided we are. Like, we forget that isn't it one of the commandments to love thy neighbor? If I were to look at a person as an individual, right? Let's stop talking about politics for a second. You're a human being. You have a family. And I would hope you wouldn't love your family any less because they're gay, or because they have an abortion, or because they want to own a gun, or because even if they want to vote for Trump. You know? Like, I have a couple of family members that I'm pretty sure are going to vote for Trump. I don't ask because honestly, I don't want to know. But I think that they will. And you know what? At the end of the day, that's still my family. I still love them. If they need me, I'm there. The love doesn't change, you know? And I don't see myself attacking them for voting for someone that I don't like, if that makes sense. Like, I think we just forget our humanity when we start to argue about politics, and that's the part that sucks and is a bummer. Now, my thoughts on Biden. Oh, you guys. I think he has a good heart, and I do think that he wants the best for people individually, but I don't know that he has it in him. Like, I don't know if there's any fight left in there, you know? He's getting older, and I know some people say, oh, he has a disease. Well, if he has a disease that's affecting his cognitive abilities, then he shouldn't be a president, to be honest. Maybe it's just his speech that's impaired and everything else is good. But this last debate, you guys, I saw something that compared this last debate to the last normal debate we had, which was Mitt Romney and Barack Obama. That was the last like normal one that we had. And it was so respectful. Like, they shook hands in the beginning, like Romney and Obama. They shook hands in the beginning. Romney even gave Obama credit for something with his marriage. I don't know, but it was so, like, you can have a debate without low blows. Does anybody know that? Like, forget the presidential debate, but like, even like in real life, like can we do that without being like, well, that's why your daddy left when you were 3? Like, that's not what we're talking about. Like, but no, I am genuinely concerned about what is going to happen in the United States, regardless of who wins. Because the last time Trump lost, we saw January 6th, and it was crazy and dangerous, and it was just, I don't know. I don't understand people that throw fits when the answer is no. I don't. Like, I'm pretty sure that, let's say Biden was running against another person, let's say Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney is, I don't know if he still is, I'm sure he is still Republican, but he has like a good head. He's not, I was gonna start screaming. He is not, to my knowledge, I don't think he's racist, I don't think he's sexist, I don't think he's homophobic. He can have more conservative views and be a Republican, but you don't have to also be homophobic and racist and sexist. Like, those things don't have to exist at the same time. But like, I don't know. Anyway, what was I getting at? So like, if Biden were to lose against Romney, he lost. Oh shit, that sucks. Maybe next time. What happened to that? Why are we like, what? It's rigged. Da, 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 da. Like, chill out. Just fucking chill. If somebody that we voted for lost, have you ever seen such an uproar when a president loses, like left or right, than last time when Trump lost? Like, the answer is, I cannot stand people that don't like the word no. It drives me crazy. Like, relax. You lost. Whoop-de-doo. Whatever. Anyway. I don't know about this debate, guys. As far as who I'm voting for, I probably feel the same way a lot of people with my age and my background feel, which is just like, we're screwed. Like, I would rather vote Biden just because he can be a placeholder until the next election. I'm 100% never going to vote for Trump, ever. Honestly, the life that I was reading over Project 2025, and it is just not anything I would want my children to grow up in. And really, really educate yourselves, and don't just believe what somebody, like, don't even believe me. What do I know? I'm just some random yapper on the internet with a new podcast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, be a skeptic, do your own research. When I was reading Project 2025, I will say that it scared me a lot. And if you guys want to know more about it, I can do a video about like just that. I would rather not, because I remember reading it and I was getting like kind of emotional just thinking about raising, especially a little girl. You know, I have a little boy, but it's just like people that are anti-abortion, most of them I feel like just want to keep the women at home because they're tired of women stealing their jobs because they're better. I said it. I'm sorry, I said it. Because if you guys really wanted the woman to like take care, okay, you're the one that got pregnant, now you deal with it. Okay, what about the man? You know, it takes two to tango, right? So a man can go get 10 women pregnant, but one of them has an abortion and she's in trouble, but the guy is good to go? Are you joking? Anyway, this is supposed to be a pop culture podcast, and I made it political. But I want to open the door to politics in an early episode, because come election time and I want to cover it. I want to be able to have my commentary on it. And honestly, I am afraid. I am definitely afraid of coming on this big internet and speaking on things like this, because people can be mean, people can be ruthless. But at the end of the day, I'm pro human being. Forget the left and the right and the blue and Biden and Trump. Like, I'm pro human being. And if your existence is just, you're like against humans, aka you're racist, you're homophobic, you're sexist, any of those things, probably not gonna like you very much. That's all. And it's not hard to not be those things, you know? But anyway, that's my take on that. Other than that, to end on a more positive note. Let me see. I'm like, is there anything else I want to talk about before I close it? I don't want to close it on politics because that's like so serious. But what I can do is talk about the donut mom thing. I can't speak on because I don't know enough about it. The only other thing I saw going on TikTok was this like Uber Eats gate, which was like, basically, I guess there's this woman named Hannah who went on vacation with her kids and her family, and she forgot ordered like some items, including a pack and play from her local Target, via Uber Eats, whatever. So she like orders it, and then the other woman, Michaela is her name. She like scans it and then unscans it type of thing, and then said, "Oh, I couldn't scan it, so I couldn't get the pack and play, and it was the last one." And she was like, "Oh, okay, like no worries." Da da da. I think she said that. Go watch it. Don't take my word for it. Like, I'm just making commentary, but go watch it for yourself. I think it was like Hannah. I would honestly just go on TikTok and put like Hannah Uber Eats or Uber Eats drama or something like that. And so Michaela went and said, okay, like basically dropped off the order, said she dropped off the order, but Hannah never got it. And so she has this like crazy charge on her card, which makes sense because I think Uber Eats just like overcharges you, and then later on they refund you because they'd rather go over than under and then recharge you again later. But then the funniest part about all this is when Hannah asked for proof of delivery, Michaela sent her a picture of like, it literally looks, where's my phone? Let's pretend this is a phone. It literally looks like she was like driving and then was like, snapped a picture. Like, it's just so, she took a picture of a random house, but it was like the way that what the image was distorted was like indicative that she was driving past something instead of like a standstill photo, if that makes sense. So, and also there were no items on the front of the porch. And so in a Facebook group thing, Michaela was like sticking up for herself. And in the comments, she had said, somebody was like, where are the packages, da da da. And she was like, it said to hand deliver to the customer. So she's saying that she delivered to the customer, but then she's telling this person that she left it on the front porch, but has no picture. If you left something on the front, whether it's Uber Eats or DoorDash, you have to take a picture to prove you delivered it. So then I guess, not Michaela, Hannah has been like on top of it. Actually, let me check her story because this was developing. I think this is still a developing story. But she's like on the hunt. She went to the house in the picture and there was nobody there. She's claiming that nobody even lives there. So how can anybody have received the packages? Da da da. But Michaela is like standing 10 toes on all her lies. She is like threatening Hannah for defamation. It's like, you stole her stuff, you know? But whatever. People are starting to attack Hannah, which is like kind of, again, I'm not pro attacking either person, but it's like they're saying like, how could you forget a pack and play? Like, you're a mom, da da da. Like, I'm not with the mom shaming. Like, shut the hell up. And then people are also telling her, oh, you got your money refunded. Those are no longer your items. But it's like, it's the principle. If it bothers her enough to take it to the internet, she is allowed to take it to the internet. If you are annoyed by her stories and by her updates, then like, hey, guess what? There's a block button. You can also just skip the video and TikTok probably won't show you anything more like it. But people just like to find any reason, I think, to bash other people online, which is crazy. But let me see if she posted any updates today. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any updates. But yeah, I guess the latest update is Michaela's like threatening to sue her for defamation. I guess, I don't know. She's getting bullied. Which again, let's not bully people on the internet. I don't want to bully Hannah for forgetting the pack and play, whatever. And I don't want to bully Michaela. At the end of the day, Michaela's wrong for that. She knows she's wrong for that. I don't think she needs a bunch of people on the internet to tell her she was wrong for that. And hopefully she just returns her stuff or admits she's wrong. Again, like, I'm hoping for these things, this character arcs, like people just grow. But anyway, I'm at 35 minutes and edited down probably like 30 minutes, take out all the stuttering and the awkward stuff. But yeah, I hope I didn't scare you guys with my politic talks. I will keep it to a minimum. I just wanted to make sure there's a space for me to touch on it. And other than that, thank you for tuning in to Cheesemint and Chill, and have a great night.